What up, you sexy bitches? We are back.
What's going on, man?
Podcast episode
another filming, another
17.
recording.
We back, man. How you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good, man. I'm doing good. Can't complain, you know.
How was your weekend, brother?
It was good. It was busy, but good.
Did you get out there back to the lake or what?
Yep. More tree cutting and land clearing, you know, it don't end.
That's what it is, man. That's good. My parents came into town this weekend, so it was a pretty chill weekend.
Okay.
Just watched the fights. They came in and check out the new house.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it went pretty good. They like your house?
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm just asking.
You all right, man?
Yeah.
That was kind of weird, dude. You kind of looked at me weird. So, you see the Cowboys game or what?
I saw the last 3/4 of it. Yeah.
We pretty much watched.
Yeah, pretty much. I
How
watched
about
the
them
good
Cowboys,
part.
man?
I don't want to say that's when they started coming back when I started watching, but that's when they started coming back when I started watching.
Well, yeah, that's true. What do you think about DAK? 3 games in, we're 3-1. Well, 4 games in, 3-1.
4 games in, 3-1.
We kind of got an evaluation of him right now. Like, what do you think?
I think what we're showing is
I'm sorry, what do you think about him now? And if Tony Romo comes back, do you start Tony Romo?
No, especially if you're like 7-1 when he comes back. No.
Okay, here's my why.
Well, you don't want to take the hot hand away from the quarterback. Let me put it this way: if Tony Romo comes back,
say the same thing say the same situation was for the Patriots, and Garoppolo is on. That's him, right? The backup.
Yeah, Garoppolo and then Brissett.
Yeah, he shit the bed this week.
Yeah, he did.
Garoppolo's back, going 7 games strong. Do you put Tom Brady in?
You have to put Tom Brady.
Put Tom Brady.
But you're comparing a guy who's won multiple championships to someone who has won.
That may have been.
Hold on to someone who's only won 2 playoff games over about 12 years, sir.
That's still a good accomplishment, I guess.
Well, Tim Tebow's won one.
I thought it was 3 playoff games.
Yeah, maybe. Tim Tebow at one point had more playoff wins than Tony Romo.
Oh God, don't bring that up. That is a stat. Where you bringing up these? Where you getting these stats from?
Yeah, man.
I don't believe it. Here's my thing with
Dak Prescott.
I
get him from God.
I want Dak Prescott to get a little bit more, take a little bit more chances.
Well,
let's see him down the field. I don't care about if you have 0 interceptions. I could literally care less. Here's why: because either way, they're gonna keep racking him up. Say he doesn't give an interception for another 3 games. It's only gonna be a matter of time for throws an interception. So why not just go do it now? Let's take the big chances. Let's take the risky plays. Let's get downfield. Our offense is great, but we ended up for the first couple of runs not finishing at the goal line.
Right.
We finished off with a 3-point. Let's take a couple of chances. Throw it up in the air. We get picked. That's fine. We have the rest of the quarter or the rest of the game to go. Let's do some big plays, big chance plays, and get big results. And if we get an interception, fuck it. It's not the end of the world. Let's see how he turns with diversity. You know what I mean? Adversity.
I can agree with that up to a point. The only thing I would say about that is he's getting comfortable with his checkdowns. Yeah. He's getting comfortable with his short passing game, and it's only going to open up the long passing game. The long plays eventually will come, but what he's showing is that he's willing and can execute and gain yardage and get wins off of what the defense gives him.
I'm all about getting the first down, but you got a guy. His favorite player right now is Beasley. Why? Because Beasley runs a short route.
Right.
He can do this. He can do the slant plays, but he's not getting used to the Terrence Williams or the
guy who can't run out of bounds. That's why they don't throw him the fucking ball.
Yeah, that's why you don't throw him the ball, the game winning ball. Or the Des Bryant's, you know what I mean?
Hold on. Did you see the last play where he tried to turn around and he got flipped over? He actually held on. But I was like, seriously, bro, he still can't run out of bounds? Like, that's 3 weeks in a fucking row, bro.
Yeah, he's fucked it so hard, dude. But yeah. Cowboys looking good, man.
Yeah, and then, look at Zeke. Zeke's running like hell right now. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's hard to stop.
breaking 100 yards every game.
Easy. What did he have? 2 touchdowns last game or something like that, or 1 touchdown?
I wish we would have got 2 touchdowns. My parents could have used it, but damn it.
But him and Alfred Morris, that's a good combination.
That's a good combination. Get the vet in the back. You know what? A crazy fact that I found out. Morris is only 28 years old.
Yeah,
28. He's young, man.
Yeah, I thought he was 27.
I think he's 28. He has at least another good 2.
We'll say 27 and a half.
We'll say 27 and a half.
Yeah.
He has at least another good 2-3 years in him.
Oh, yeah.
Solid years. He could be a starter for any other team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have him on our team, so I like it. I like the pickup, man. He's good. He's a good compliment to Zeke.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good compliment to Zeke, and that's not even with Darren McFadden's hurt ass. Not even bad. Look what Darren McFadden was doing last year.
Man. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't that much of a breakout story anyway.
Jerry just had to have him though because he was from Arkansas.
Yeah. All right, brother. So what we got? We got some. You see the UFC fights this weekend? Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think?
Delivered.
Well, okay. So first off with the card, we have, dude. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this fight because the Josh Bergen fight was pretty good, but it was kind of lackluster. So we're gonna talk about the Smoka fight versus the Brandon Moreno. Now Brandon Moreno was a late round. Hold up, real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm fixing my mic. Was a late term replacement for Sergio Pettis. Right. Something happened with Sergio Pettis maybe a week ago, and Brandon Moreno stepped up, and he was actually a contestant on the Ultimate Fighter. No,
I thought you said Price is Right.
He could have been. I don't know. In Mexico, if they have a Mexican version. He was actually a contestant on the Ultimate Fighter. I guess I don't know the whole backstory, but I guess he got eliminated the first fight. Hence why he's out fighting for the UFC. But he stepped up and fought ranked number 10. What is his first name? Smoka?
Rod Smoka, I think.
No, it's not Rod.
Or someone anyway. Smoka.
Yeah. But he's ranked number 10 and in the bantamweight division, and he goes in. No, not bantamweight. What strawweight, right?
Strawweight. Yeah.
It's what weight is Mr. Johnson at? 125.
Yeah.
Well, 125. Strawweight. He's ranked number 10.
No,
it's a different.
That don't sound right. Strawweight's 115.
Women's
Flyweight.
Flyweight. Bantamweight's for the women's. For sure, we're fucking up, guys. We don't know shit about fighting. So,
yeah. As a matter of fact, we're making all this up.
Yeah, we're making all this shit from the top of the head. He comes in, tries to take Moreno down. Moreno, boom, clamps onto a guillotine, chokes him out. He's in the first round. Upsetting. One of the biggest upsets I've ever seen. Number 10, Smoka. What do you think? There's a stud, man, from Mexico City.
Well,
good looking kid, man.
He caught guillotine?
Guillotine, yeah.
He caught him with the guillotine. How long even was it into the fight? It was soon.
It was like maybe like a minute 30 into the fight, something like that.
It's an insane.
It was a hell of an upset, man.
Not only was it an insane upset, it's a crazy career booster for him.
Career booster, and it kind of goes to show maybe those guys on that show are legit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was our first criticism where these guys are champions from no name organizations. This guy comes in and performs, doesn't let the lights get to him, and boom, now he gets an upset. Now he's I wouldn't say he's ranked now, but the next time he fights, people are gonna have eyes on him.
Not only that, but
young kid out of Mexico City. You know?
He's like the
talk to little English. I like that. I always like with my Mexican fighters.
Next Canelo.
Yeah, hashtag not Canelo. When my Spanish fighters talk a little English to try to get some support from the American crowd. You know what I mean? So said, I love Portland.
Yeah. And one person in the back was like, "Woo!" He was like
didn't say that.
Like the janitor in the back going, "Woo!" No, but
so yeah, man. So moving on to the second fight.
Yeah, man. Good for him, man. Yeah. Mexico coming up strong with MMA fighters all of a sudden.
I wouldn't compare their style similar, but he's friends with Yair Rodriguez. Yeah. Him and Benavidez were celebrating after that win, so that's pretty cool, man. I'm excited for that kid. 20 years old, I think. 20 or 22, something like that. One of those two. I don't know.
Good for him.
Next up, Charles Oliveira versus
that guy.
Will Brooks. Okay, So Charles Oliveira did not make weight.
No, he missed it by like 6.5 pounds.
He missed it. He did not just not make weight. He just didn't give a fuck. He came with 6 pounds over, like almost 6 pounds over, right?
Yeah,
like
5.5 pounds.
Yeah. You know, clearly in the fight, he was the bigger man. But even with that being said, Will Brooks was able to take him down. And it was a pretty close fight. Oliveira, the strength was there for Oliveira, but also Will Brooks.
Of course, he didn't have to make weight.
Will Brooks's power was also on point though. His strength, his wrestling was on point. He took Oliveira down multiple times. It was somewhere in between the second round. Will Brooks was saying that his ribs were hurting, and up against the third round, it was pretty close fight. I mean, not much striking. It was pretty much a clinching war. Shout out to Will Brooks for surviving that long. Having a heavier guy in a clinching war for 10 minutes. That's fucking crazy. So Charles Oliveira ends up TKOing.
He's on top of him, dropping some ground and pound.
Yeah, at the third round,
hard shots.
He gets a clinch, drops to the ground, starts dropping some bombs. Right before he started dropping bombs, you can see Will Brooks' face wincing in pain. Because that pressure was putting on his ribs, and he started dropping some bombs, and it was over after that. But after the fact, after he took them, he fucking did a little chin scrub,
like he's
then
like he's a Godfather, like he's Italian.
The crotch shot, the crotch DX to the crotch,
like he's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, and just kind of being very disrespectful. And I mean, I understand you're in the heat of the moment, but when you don't make weight, you're already disrespecting your opponent. You're showing your opponent like, hey, I don't take this shit seriously. I'm gonna come in 5 pounds overweight. I don't give a fuck. It's not professional. It didn't seem to show that kind of antics afterwards. Kind of was like, fuck this guy. And then Will Brooks got up and was like, dude, I'll fucking fight you again right now. He almost took a swing.
Threw his mouthpiece at him.
Yeah, threw his mouthpiece at him.
I saw that. Threw his mouthpiece at him, and I was like, oh shit, Will Brooks. To me, honestly, I think Will Brooks someone needs to file something on that fight.
Why?
For someone coming in almost 6 pounds, the advantage is for them because they didn't have to drain themselves to make the weight. So I don't know because he got
20% of his purse.
Yeah,
I think
but he took a big loss. He took a big loss.
But is it really? I mean, yes, it's a loss, but is it really a loss? Losing to a bigger guy.
I think it is a loss.
That's definitely not. I mean. I don't take any discredit from Will Brooks. He did great that fight. It was, whatever happened to his ribs is what happened to him. I mean, I can accept that as an injury, but to almost beat and now wrestle a heavier guy shows a lot of his strength. He's great at wrestling. So
Will Brooks.
I definitely don't think this should be a deterrent for him. He fought a bigger guy. He can shrug that off and fight people in his actual division. And I hope Charles Oliveira never even thinks about going to 155 because he can suck my dick. Fuck that guy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I said myself.
You would like that?
No, I mean,
I'm just saying. You have a thing for cowboys.
I don't know, man. What do you think? Tim Means called him out. He's like, come to 170. I'll give you a fight.
Yeah, he's over there draining himself because he couldn't do anything at 170. We saw Cerrone go up and fuck him up.
Yeah.
Tap him out quick.
Shit, again, man, Oliveira was big at 170. He looked
huge
compared to Cowboy.
Those Dwight Howard shoulders.
But that was Cowboy's first run at 170. I think he's filled in now good.
Yeah. But yeah,
let's get on to the.
I don't know, man. Honestly, I'd like to see a punishment fight. You can't miss weight by 6 pounds and then finish your fight and talk shit.
You should go fight
and talk shit.
185.
He should.
Next fight should be 185.
He should literally. They should put him against Brock Lesnar.
And a W.
You don't. Excuse me, sir. You don't care about making weight. Well, Brock Lesnar's not gonna make 170.
Doesn't care about making weight.
So anyway,
moving on to the main motherfucking event. Probably fight of the night. I mean, fight of the
night for sure.
Fight of the night for sure, but a good contestant for
fight of the year
because John motherfucking Dodson versus John Lineker was a fucking interesting fight, man. It was a great fight. I thought it was gonna go all 5 rounds, but it ended up going all 5 rounds. Lineker pulling out the decision. I had it 4-1 Dotson. I could see how they gave it to Lineker because he was the aggressor. It was a classic brawler versus, I won't say brawler because he had some technique. Pressure fighter versus the counterpuncher. Counterpuncher being John Dotson. Mm-hmm. John was more accurate with his shots, and he was running a lot, using the footwork. Lineker was putting the pressure on him. A lot of the shots he was throwing would miss by a lot. But also in the exchanges, Dotson wasn't always the winner of the exchanges, the short exchanges inside. Lineker would actually win a couple of exchanges. So I think that's what made the difference in the fight. Because if it was Dotson winning every single exchange in the inside fight, maybe you could have had maybe there was a good solid debate to say Dotson won. But I could see them giving it to Lineker, and they gave it to Lineker 5th round split decision. I wasn't disappointed with the decision. I thought Dotson won, but that could be my bias. I like the more technical counter punching fighter as opposed to the more pressure fighter just coming in head forward, swinging for the fences. And it showed, dude. And Dotson was catching Lineker with some fucking heavy hands.
Yeah, clean
heavy
shots.
hands and
clean
head kicks too. And Lineker was eating that shit up, dude. He did not give a fuck, man.
Lineker got a chin.
He got a fucking chin.
I thought Uriah Faber had a chin. I thought Uriah Faber does have a chin, a very funny looking chin.
Clap chin, yeah.
Got that butt chin.
Yeah.
But man, John Lineker has a chin on him. So speaking of this fight, though, I also had it for John Dotson, but I had it 3-2 John Dotson.
3-2.
I wouldn't mind seeing an immediate rematch on it.
Oh no, probably not.
But no, probably not. But I want to see John Lineker versus my boy.
No love.
No love.
No love. I know you're gonna say that, dude. That'd be a crazy fight, man.
That's a good fight.
That's a heavy, dude. That does not last 2 rounds. 1 round.
That does not last 1 round, sir. I think Cody Garbrandt sleeps him.
I think so too. I think Cody Garbrandt has those heavy hands, man.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people saying Cody Garbrandt is going to get the title shot. Excuse me, the title shot.
Excuse me, sir.
Almost burped on camera. Embarrassed.
What would you feel, John Lineker? They have him ranked number 3 right now.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, John Dotson number 10.
Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't even mind seeing John Lineker fight T.J. Dillashaw for the number 1 contender spot, and then giving the title shot to Cody No Love.
Why?
No, you have him number 3.
Cody doesn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Cody, but
who deserves
the title shot more?
Oh, absolutely,
I think it's
T.J. Dillashaw.
T.J. Dillashaw, yeah.
But I'm saying if they want to go with the beef, who's got beef with who? That people are not gonna mad about if he
it's a better story.
Yeah. If you were to say Cody No Love versus with Dominic Cruz a month from now, you're gonna be like, oh shit, I want to see that fight.
Happen.
Same thing with the TJ Dillashaw. So no one's gonna be upset over it.
But I would
TJ.
also have the same enthusiasm for No Love versus Lineker though.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck yeah, let's make that fight happen. We'll see, man. Hopefully they make it. I mean, those 4 are in the running. Lineker definitely at the bottom of the barrel. He should probably have one more fight before he starts talking about championship contention. He's also trying to make weight too, because he's also another one that missed weight.
Right.
So to say you want to fight for the championship but you can't make weight, dog, you gotta keep your mouth shut, way in the back of the line. So. Yep,
that's true.
So man, what we got next? That was UFC Portland. So shout out to the Trailblazers. Yeah, I guess, man. They still playing? I never heard of them.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what we got next, man? Bro? We got the UFC 204 breakdown.
Preview and breakdown of this weekend's
America
card.
Versus the fucking Redcoats.
Redcoats are coming. Just like you said, though, good night of fights over there. Now we're going to preview this card, 204. But this bitch is in our time. It's happening at 9 o'clock at night, just like normal Central Time. Over there, this motherfucker's gonna start like
morning.
3:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be up drinking anyway.
Fuck them, dude. That's how much power we have over here.
Hold on, they can't.
That's how much power we have over here.
Hold on, but they can't win the Revolutionary War. Now they can't win the pay-per-view war.
Nah, they can't.
Come on, man.
It's just straight savages, dude. Come on now. They know better. So we're gonna start off the fight. Who
the
got
top
first?
3 fights.
Top
so we're gonna do
fights.
the main 3 fights.
Yeah, a lot to cover, people.
That people are gonna be enthusiastic over. Because if I were to say MrHotBeats versus to be announced, you'd be like, oh man, I've heard of this to be announced. He comes in often. He comes in off. Pretty soon. Usually to be announced is always around a Nogueira fight. he's always a fill-in for the Nogueiras. But no, man. So the first fight on here, Jimmy Manuwa versus OSP. Last time we saw OSP was he gave a good fight to John Jones.
Went 5 rounds.
Late replacement.
Yep. Was not late, I think.
Well, it was a little bit late.
Weeks, I think.
Yeah, he still had to cut down though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and make weight. I think this is a 3-round fight. We've seen OSP now go 5 rounds.
Yeah.
We've seen him hang in there with John Jones. And given that people didn't think John Jones looked the same after that long layoff and stuff like that, but we saw that. We've always known he's legit.
He also broke his elbow or his forearm in that fight.
Something like that. He broke something in his hand. Might have been his hand, I think.
Yeah.
So what you got?
I'm gonna go with OSP because I think he has a lot of talent. I think he proved a lot in the John Jones fight that he can be patient and set up shots. He caught John Jones with a couple clean shots. He's a southpaw, so he has a nasty left hook. So I'm gonna go with OSP, probably KO first round.
Okay.
Yeah.
And people forget too. OSP's been in there with some beasts.
He been in Ryan Bader.
Listen to this: John Jones, Rafael Cavalcante, Glover, Patrick Cummins, Shogun, Bader, Jimmo. It just Cody Donovan,
Jimmo RIP,
Gegard Mousasi.
Gegard too.
This is back in Strikeforce days, dude.
Damn,
I'm also gonna take OSP. But I'm gonna take OSP by second round TKO.
Oh shit, son. Good shit. Good top. OSP on the board.
OSP on the board.
Same result, different round. I like it.
Yep.
Moving on to the second fight, the co-main event.
We got Gegard Mousasi versus Vitor TRT Belfort.
Oh no, he's TRT free, son.
Oh, Vitor, I'll probably get knocked out Belfort then.
Shit, man. Gegard though, he's not much of a heavy puncher though.
Gegard got some power on him. Don't let that little Muslim dude fool you. Whatever he is.
He's from France, isn't he?
Whatever he is.
Super Muslim. No, he looks
he looks like a Hindu.
Shit, I don't know, man.
Obviously,
I know, but
he knocked out Thiago Santos last.
Yeah, he's a scrub though.
He knocked out Dan Henderson TKO.
Oh shit. That did I know.
Yeah. You're over here talking shit about my boy Gegard.
I'm not talking shit. I just don't think he was.
Excuse me, sir. No, I'm playing. But he's a beast, dude.
He just lost. He's coming off a loss, isn't he?
He knocked out Babalu.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, man.
Babalu. What is this? Fucking 2004?
Back on the same card in 2009.
Oh,
where
shit,
Carano versus Cyborg, same card.
Oh shit! Damn.
My girl, Gina Carano.
Babalu was still fighting back then.
He knocked out Jacare back in 2008. He's got knockout power, is what I'm telling you.
Give me his ass fight.
His last fight,
he lost.
He won by knockout, and then he won against Talis Leites.
Yeah.
That's and then he lost by TKO to Uriah Hall.
Yeah. Uriah Hall got him with that fucking spinning back kick.
Yep. I don't think this fight makes it out of the first round. I think Vitor is the type of guy who's
gonna throw it all out the first round.
Who throws it all out and takes huge risks, and that's either gonna pay off big for him, or he's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Ooh, which one are you gonna? You gonna take the latter?
I'm taking my boy Gegard Mousasi by first round knockout.
Knockout. I'm gonna go. Fuck it. I'm gonna go. TRT Velport TKO first round.
You never know.
You never fucking know.
That's what we love about the sport.
You never know about the sport, man. You never fucking know. So let's fucking make it happen. Moving on.
So moving on to the main event.
Main fucking event.
What we would say America versus England.
Oh, yeah.
We would say the Revolutionary War number 3.
I'm going to be all American up, dude. You don't even need to tell me who I'm fucking picking for this fight. We already fucking know.
So we have the Redcoat, Michael, the Count Bisping,
yes, sir,
versus Dan Henderson. For the middleweight championship of the UFC of the world.
Who the fuck would have saw this fight coming?
I predict.
I would have told you a year
ago. Joe Rogan?
Dude. Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan made it.
We called it. I remember calling it, dude, how about what if fucking Hendo just goes in there? Hendo does not deserve this shot, but what if he fucking does it?
Yep.
But say a year ago, I told you, hey, man, one day next year, Hendo's going to be fighting for the championship against, get this, Michael Bisping. What the fuck would you say to me?
Are they both in Bellator?
Bellator champions?
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is Affliction coming back?
Crazy fight, man. This is a fan fight. This is a fan fight. The fans fucking petition for overwhelming support. Dana White had no choice but to make the fight, man. A good story. They fought before, 2 legends in the sport. Michael Bisping's gonna go down as a legend. Dan Hendo for sure is gonna go down on the Hall of Fame, winning a Pride Championship and a Bellator Championship already under his belt. All he needs now is a UFC belt, retire on top, take a shit on the European flag, and let's make a move for it.
Does that look like he fights?
Yeah.
Hold on. So I was over here doing a Dan Hendo impression of the way his face looks whenever he's chasing somebody. So the last time these two dudes fought was UFC 100. Dan Henderson versus Mike Bisping. They were on the main card, but they were about 3 fights away from. I think that was Brock Lesnar, Frank Mir, what that card was.
It was UFC 100.
Yeah, and so Dan Henderson basically just stalked Michael Bisping the entire time. Michael Bisping kept circling to his left, which is Dan Henderson's right.
Yeah.
Now, this was pre-TRT exemption status violation notices.
Excuse me, sir. Dan Hendo has never been popped.
So Dan Henderson...
Excuse me, sir. Dan Hendo has never been popped. You take that shit. You don't come at me with that bullshit, dude. All right? Fucking, he's all American. He's all natural. He's all natural. Don't you fucking put that bad juju on him.
So basically, it was everyone watching the fight said Dan Henderson has 15 minutes to catch this dude.
Yeah.
So there were so many of them that he landed barely
sometimes,
grazed him,
sometimes nicked him,
missed him,
on the spot.
But in that second round, he caught Mike Bisping flush with what they call the H-bomb, that overhand right. He let it up with a little left kick to the thigh, and literally just came right over and said whammy.
Literally, if you see Hendo going for a kick, he's gonna punch you in the face. Yeah. He doesn't kick at all. So,
he just said whammy,
and he killed Bisping.
Bisping drops. Bisping drops.
Yeah. He's out cold.
And
picture this guy. He's out cold already.
He's already out cold.
Yeah, he's out cold already.
Toes curled.
Yeah.
Probably jizzed in his pants.
Probably shit his pants already.
Probably shit his pants.
Yeah.
And Dan Henderson says, "Oh, look at that.
Oh, shit.
A napping Brit."
He said, let me wake him up. Let me give a little bump on the noggin.
"Excuse me, sir. You're late for work." And he just jumps in the air.
Drops.
Like he's Hulk Hogan doing a leg drop. Yeah. Except with the forearm. Yeah. And just lands it probably flusher and cleaner than that first punch landed.
Face, yeah.
Ooh. Right up against, and then at that point,
way him to stiff up more. He stiffened up more.
He stiffened up more, and the only sound that I could hear, obviously you can't hear the sound that Bisping's making, but this is what I imagine.
Oh shit, man!
That's what he was
probably
making.
took at least maybe 3 years off of Bisping's life.
Probably so.
After
Probably
that
so.
punch. It was by, I would say, top 10 best knockouts in UFC history. Easy top 10.
Absolutely, it's still a highlight reel.
We've had a lot of knockouts in the UFC. If you put that shit top 10, it's a hell of a knockout. We're going to post a picture of that.
Especially with all the shit talking that built up into that fight. So now that animosity carries over. It's still going on. Years later, 6 years later, it's still going on.
Yeah, I mean, this fight's been in brewing for a while, man. And Dan Hendo was saying, this fight did not interest me until he won the title. That's the only reason I'm fighting him. He has the title. And he has a chance to win it on Saturday, man. So what's your final prediction? Say it.
I have to go with my boy Dan Henderson. However, my smart money leads me to believe that Michael Bisping's going to win this, and possibly by submission, third round.
Bisping is a talented fighter. He has great boxing.
His boxing, not the same Bisping we're talking about.
He still has great boxing.
But
you saw that display. You saw the display of his boxing against Anderson Silva.
Yeah, right. But if you look at that display of boxing and the display of boxing that he had against Anderson Silva and Luke Rockhold, and you compare that against the Mike Bisping that fought in UFC 100,
it's a lot better.
Oh, tons better. Now you look at the Dan Henderson from UFC 100 and you compare him to the Dan Henderson of 204.
He's still pretty dangerous.
Don't get me wrong, a puncher's chance. I hope he wins the fight, but I think he's going to lose this fight.
But you forget the wrestling background. Maybe he doesn't headhunt so much. Maybe he shoots in. He wanted to knock out Michael Bisping in that fight. That's why he headhunted. Now he's in a bigger fight, bigger stage. Maybe he played a little smart. Maybe he sets up the takedown a little better. He keeps Michael Bisping on the ground.
That's not his style.
Hendo?
Yeah.
Hendo's not a wrestler?
Hendo is a wrestler, but it's not his fighting style anymore.
Ground and pound him.
Not his fighting style
I think
anymore.
he ground and pound him.
I thought Henderson could have been the first person to beat Anderson Silva back when they fought, but he didn't ground and pound him. He wanted to slug it out.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That's his pride. I think he's going to be a little smarter coming down this one. I'm going to pick Dan Henderson.
Okay.
Decision. No, I want to say decision. 5 rounds, grinder. He grinds him out.
The sprawl Michael Bisping has,
and I don't want to be
that
cliche.
takedown defense.
I don't want to be cliche, but to say that he's going to TKO him because I think he could TKO him with the ground and pound. That's how vicious his ground and pound. I mean, he fucking TKO'd Fedor. He fucking landed a nasty uppercut under Fedor's
while he was on his knees.
While he was on his knees, yeah. He had almost zero power. That's how heavy-handed he is. And let's be real. I mean, Michael Bisping can get caught. He's been caught before.
Absolutely.
He's been caught before. I mean, you saw
him get caught with Anderson
and
Silva.
Not to mention his psychological warfare. He's been knocked the fuck out by this man in the most vicious knockout of his life. That has to fucking hinder you, man. If you get knocked out by a fucking dude, the most vicious knockout you've ever seen, you fight that guy again, that shit's going to be in your mind. Guarantee you, man. So that psychological warfare, it edges to Hendo. He doesn't care. Hendo gives no fucks, man. He's retiring after this. He could lose. He'll go on and shoot if he has to. He has nothing to lose in this fight. That's why I think he has the advantage.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. But I think, and also Bisping has all the pressure on him in his home country.
Yeah.
I think it's also in Manchester, so it may be his home city.
Yeah.
You know, he has all the pressure on him. He's the champion. He, like you said, he's defending. He's been knocked out before by this dude. Ugliest knockout, top 10, like you said, knockout of all time in the UFC.
Not top 5. Jesus.
That one punch knockout was enough to probably land him up there in the top 15, and then that flying elbow just put him over the top.
Nasty.
This is going to be interesting. You know, Dan Henderson's not a man of many words. Doesn't talk shit.
Yeah.
Mike Bisping never shuts the fuck up with his cock eye. You know? It literally looks
black eye he has.
Like he got poked in the nose or poked in the face.
Poked in the eye by
in the eye by one of those
Who poked him in the eye?
Someone fucked up his eye.
So Michael Bisping had a broken orbital bone.
Right.
And they had to fill his eye up with this gel.
Right.
For him to keep his retina attached.
Right.
Dude, you forget about that, dude. How the fuck did his retina not get fucked up against Anderson?
No, that was the ground and pound that Luke Rockhold was putting on him.
I think so. That may have
been
that
first fight. The first fight.
May have been that fight. It was a while back. I'm surprised he's still fine with it. It's any moment that he gets hit in the eye, he can fucking lose vision in that eye. That's how crazy it is. That's how risky that eye is. So
he don't give a fuck about that eye.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He'll go on to shit. He's a goddamn Brit.
He just waited like 10 years to win the title. He finally got it. He's trying to hold on to it.
Hey, fuck it. Power to him. I got Dan Henderson 5th round decision. Grinder.
My heart says Dan Henderson 3rd round TKO. But my smart money and my brain say Michael Round 3rd round TKO.
He might get decision. He might win decision. I can see him outboxing.
This is what I see. I see Dan Henderson either missing one of those looping punches that he throws, slip and fall, like he's done many times.
So clumsy,
so clumsy. Or he going in for he getting kind of gassed, goes in for a takedown. Michael Bisping sprawls on him, somehow gets his back. Maybe submission, maybe TKO. Maybe not TKO, but maybe more submission. But probably a 3rd round submission.
Yeah,
I could see maybe a rear naked choke for him, a guillotine, something like that.
Yeah,
where he catches his neck.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
It's gonna be a good one though.
So you have to pick one though. Which one you gonna go for? Just say it.
My Bisping.
All right, we're gonna put it on the record. On the board, Michael Bisping. You said submission 3rd round.
Yeah, I go submission.
I'll go Dan Henderson. I'm gonna go put it even crazier. TKO 3rd round.
Okay,
I like it. All right, boys and girls. I'm gonna bring
women
some
and
First
men.
of all, I got some boxing to talk about. Not really, but I am. I want
talk that shit.
I've been fading off on our boxing for a while. It's my fault. I want to get back into it. There was some good fights not this weekend. Well, there's good fights this weekend too, but last weekend that I didn't cover and I should have. So I'm gonna make it a point to really bring the boxing back into the podcast. And again, this is what we were talking about yesterday, the boxing versus MMA thing we have going on, that's going on right now. Right now, fucking MMA is killing it. It's killing it, man. But boxing in November is looking good, man. We have the Andre Ward fight versus Kovalev. We have the Manny Pacquiao fight versus Vargas, which is a good fight, whether you like it or not. I like the fight. It's interesting. And then just announced right now the Lomachenko versus Nicholas Walters.
That's a great fight.
That's gonna be a great fucking fight, dude.
Ass fight.
Lomachenko is one of my favorite fighters right now. He's so fucking technical, he's so technically sound, fast, has power in both hands. He's moving. I think he's moving up to fight Walters at 130. I think. Dude, that's gonna be a great fight, man. We have some good fights in November, and of course, maybe we have another Golovkin fight in November. We'll see.
I'm just ready for my boy.
December.
November 12th, 11th, whenever the Andre Ward versus my boy Kovalev is.
That's gonna be a good fight, man.
How about this news for you? Are you done with boxing? Or are you still going?
Let me shout out to my boy Ryan Carl.
Go for it. Yeah.
I knew Ryan. I mean, I don't know him personally. I mean, I've ran into him. Maybe we spoke to each other, but I knew him from the amateurs. I didn't miss his fight. I caught his fight, but I wanted to give him a shout out because I didn't cover it on last podcast. He fought last Tuesday, and I don't know who he fought, but he fought another undefeated fighter. And man, that dude looks good. I mean, I saw him he fought my teammate like 4 or 5 times. So I saw his style all the time. He was real technical, real strong, not a lot of speed, but he always had power. And he improved last Tuesday to 13-0. I think 8-9 knockouts, something like that. So he's making his way up the ranks, man. I'm definitely not saying I didn't think he was gonna do anything in the amateurs. I mean the pros, but he's progressed so much, man. So much from the amateurs. His 1-2s were looking great. His powers is great. His hooks were on point. He's very accurate with his punches when he sets them. When he sets them up, he doesn't waste any punches, and he's there to. He's always down for a brawl, man. So shout out to Cowboy Carl. He's always in the ring with the cowboy hat. So if you guys, he's an up and comer. He's 13-0. I don't know who he signed to. I think he signed with PBC because it was a PBC card. So keep an eye out for him, man. He's out of not Mineola. Fuck. Somewhere in San Antonio area.
Minola. Like 50 cities right there.
Yeah, well, somewhere in that area. He's training at Houston right now though. At the Plex Sports Complex, whatever. So yeah, man, shout out to Ryan Carl. I gotta see if I can get him on the podcast. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe.
Heck yeah, man.
So again, man, we're gonna be covering more boxing. I'm gonna be on top of that. Guarantee you next week. So let's move on to some current events, brother.
So we got some current events. The first one I could give to you is your boy Tyson Fury. I say your boy. I don't even know if he's your boy, but your boy Tyson Fury coming out stating on Twitter that he's going to retire from boxing. Then he comes back and says, "Ha ha ha, gullible people! The way you believe me, I'm the Gypsy King. I'm not going nowhere."
The Gypsy King.
Apparently he got popped for cocaine.
Oh no! Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so.
I guess you've been hanging out with John Jones.
Oh shit! John just chilling.
Michael Irvin said, "And me." But no. So I just kind of wanted to bring that up. Where is his state of mind? I don't know where his state of mind is right now with this whole. Twice his rematch has been canceled. I'm questioning whether he's just living too large now and not interested in fighting, just going to burn through all that cash and then come back and take Roy Jones type fights.
That would suck.
That'd be
terrible because while he wasn't a standout talent, he was good. He was okay. He had power, but what he brought to the heavyweight division was charisma.
Absolutely.
Always funny guy.
Haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah. He was a funny guy. Talking shit, was out there getting on the mic singing and shit. It brought some flair when the whole Fury versus Klitschko fight was announced. It was like, oh shit, it's a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. It was a disastrous fight, terrible fucking looking fight,
horrible.
But he beat Klitschko, which hadn't been undefeated. He was undefeated for like 10 years or whatever. So, and then now we have the up and coming Anthony Joshua. For a title now. Andy Reese is up and coming heavyweight. The champion, Deontay Wilder. All these heavyweight fights now that can be made. And it sucks that he's pretty much leaving the back, pretty much leaving at this point.
Right.
He's not committed, man. I don't know where his head's at, but hopefully he gets back in the game because there's a lot of money to be made right now in the heavyweight division.
Right.
And he's not there, doing on drugs, canceling fights, getting popped for PEDs. Just a shitstorm, man. Fucking shitstorm. I don't think he's in it anymore, honestly.
I don't know. I think he's not in it anymore. Mentally.
What were you telling me they were targeting? Last week we talked about they were targeting.
They're targeting
Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua.
The promoter Eddie Hearn, I think is his name. Yeah. He's been talking up a storm about it. They're targeting Klitschko versus Anthony Joshua, which I think is a mega fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight.
And then winner gets the opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder.
Let's do it. That's a great fucking fight.
That's the best fight there is right there. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder.
Let's do it.
I think they're going to let that one marinate, though.
Just a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, man. Let's go into some current events. What we got, bro?
Well, start it off for us. What we got?
We got a fight announcement. We just missed it. Yeah, the next day we were kind of hinting it. They hinged on the Joe Rogan podcast. Eddie Alvarez versus Conor McGregor has just been announced at 205. Obviously the main event. Holy fucking shit! That card is the greatest card in the generation of MMA and almost fight history probably. Greatest fucking card ever. Greatest fucking card. Prelims. They have prelims with top headlining fighters.
Former champions. They
have Miesha Tate, Romero, Tim Kennedy,
Weidman,
Edgar
Stevens.
God damn it, this is a fucking card.
Joanna
don't kill a bitch. The two Poland chicks. Damn, great
fight.
fucking card. It's a great card in New York.
God, I'm trying.
Dude, we gotta set some shit up, man. Oh, I was gonna tell you, we're gonna set up a contest too. We gotta bump up our subscribers, and we wanna thank everyone that subscribes to the channel. We'll do a quick giveaway. More details coming soon, so stay tuned.
We'll do it. You're gonna like the prize too.
Yeah, we're gonna like the prize. It's gonna be a lead up to the 205 card. So we'll have it all for like 4 weeks, right? And then announce the winner a week before, and then boom.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good, right?
And trust me, the prize is nice.
You're gonna like it, guys.
And then the only way, I'll give y'all a hint what it is. The only way you won't win is you'll do nothing.
if you do nothing, you'll get nothing.
Oh, look at this card though, dude. Best card of all time. Oh, and we didn't even talk about this fight. So Eddie Alvarez, Conor McGregor, Tyron Woodley versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Yeah. Fuck.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Carolina Kowalkiewicz.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yoel Romero versus Chris Weidman. Cerrone versus Gastelum. Michael Johnson versus Khabib.
Khabib was also announced the other day too.
Yeah, that's a big fight. Raquel Pennington, Miesha Tate, Frankie Edgar, Jeremy Stevens, Rashad Evans, Tim Kennedy.
I'm on half mast right now.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm on half mast right now.
This is the first time I will probably ever watch the Fight Pass, the prelims, and the main card.
Yeah. Is it like a free week?
Just tell my kids.
Is it like a free week of Fight Pass? I'll try the free week out.
This is maybe like the only time I ever tell my kids like beat it nerds go watch Despicable Me or some shit.
I would
Hey,
dose you with NyQuil.
Don't you have the Good Dinosaur to go watch? Get out of here. Thiago Alves versus Jim Miller.
I may have to order that fight here, man. Have everyone come over again. That'll be pretty tight. What do you think?
It's gonna be a barn
Get
burner
some fucking
right there, man.
chicken and some steaks, and we'll be good to go. Some brews. You guys are all invited too, by the way. Oh, speaking of that, so we got that news. Aldo also saying he's not happy with this card setup. He's not happy that he's not on the card, and two, he was promised that fight with Conor McGregor.
Yep, he's
also
wanting to be released out of his contract. Yeah, he's asking.
He wants to release out of his contract. Dana White pretty much said, "Go fuck yourself." Go play soccer, you fucking weirdo. But what do you think about that, man? I think I understand all the frustration. Where he's coming from. You know, he was when it comes to UFC, there's a lot of backdoor dealings. Nothing's really straight up, and that's kind of what you don't want in an organization. You don't want any backdoor dealings. You don't want anything. If you told something, they should comply to that. But unfortunately, they're in UFC's in a unique situation where they have this superstar Conor McGregor, which honestly has as much pull as he wants. You know what I mean? He got a win over Diaz. Now he's back in that win column. Yeah. What really I don't like, I mean, fights don't happen for whatever reason. I can deal with that. What I don't like is that he's holding up that welterweight, that lightweight, featherweight title. Yeah, I'm sorry. That featherweight title. Why is he doing that? Because he can still make pay-per-view. I think his contract. I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing this is why he doesn't want to let go of that title. He can still get even more money as a champion fighter. Yeah, well, the reason I think he's holding on to that, honestly, I'll tell you the real reason I think he's holding on to it, not because he can still go back down and still challenge. Well, I don't think he ever goes back down. But I'm saying not the only reason why he is. Let's say he were to lose and said, "Man, fuck this. These wrestlers up here are beasting. Yeah, let me go down there and deal with more of the strikers. Yeah, and just try to make the weight cut. But if he wins this fight." I see him, after he wins this fight, I see him giving away his featherweight title. Yeah, just saying, let it go, right? Yeah. But he will be the first dude to ever hold two belts simultaneously in the UFC. Yeah. That's the only reason I think they want him to do that, because that's going to be more. And I understand that, but you've had two fights out of that weight already. No, I agree with you, but I think that's the only reason. It made sense. He knocked out Aldo 13 seconds. Right. Boom. He fights the lightweight champion in what back then was Dos Anjos. Okay, that makes sense. Boom. He wants to win two divisions. Boom. He has two fights out of that weight class already. 3 now. 3 fights now.
Out of the weight class.
Out of the weight class. You got to give up that belt. You have to,
I
because
agree.
you're holding up the division at ransom.
Yeah,
Kane
I
was
agree.
stripped for pulling out due to injury. It wasn't even a year inactive. He's been a year inactive.
Well, look at Dominic Cruz. He couldn't help it. He was injured.
Yeah,
They
stripped him from the title.
Stripped to keep it going. You have to keep it going.
You have
You
to
can't
keep the
just
division
hold it
going,
up.
because if not, you're fighting for nothing. And the last thing people want to fight for is nothing, especially when Aldo won his fight against Frankie.
Right.
And Max Holloway's been fucking chomping at the bit to get that fight. They deserve the fight. They deserve the title. That fucking interim title don't mean shit. Let's be real.
No, you're absolutely right.
So let's move on. What do you want to talk about? Ryan Bader has stepped in and replaced Gustafson. That was a fight night, right?
Yeah, fight night. I can't remember what number. 100 maybe.
Yeah. So, and I doubt it. Yeah, fight night 100 is coming up soon. I wonder if that's gonna be a good card. They should probably stack that card up. Alexander Gustafsson was supposed to fight Little Nog, Minotauro Nogueira.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he pulled out there due to injury, right?
Yeah.
And Ryan Bader stepped in, so you're gonna be seeing Ryan Bader versus Little Nog. That's gonna be a pretty good fight, I guess.
It's gonna be a good fight. Yeah. That's not bad. We'll talk about that one more when we get here.
By. What else we got? We want to talk. You want to talk about a couple people that bought into UFC?
Yeah, man.
Dude,
so okay,
that's big news, man.
Everybody knows that UFC sold a few months ago,
$4.2 billion, something like that.
$4.2 billion. Now, what's come out now apparently is that the new owners it's not just a giant corporation. It's several people, celebrities, sports figures.
It is between 3 corporations, but they have smaller shares that they just released to, I guess, who's ever interested in buying.
Right.
And they have some top celebrities signing on board, man. You got a list of that? List of the people?
Yeah, some of the people on there: Tom Brady, Cam Newton,
oh shit,
Maria Sharapova,
okay,
tennis, Serena and Venus Williams.
Both sisters,
both bitches.
Both
Maybe
sisters
we'll see them fight each other. Who got the biggest ass?
Oh, I like to see that shit.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, Mark Wahlberg,
Mark,
Adam Levine, LL Cool J, Conan O'Brien.
LL Cool J got money like that?
Yeah.
I respect that. Shout out LL Cool J. Conan O'Brien, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo DiCaprio. Isn't there? There's another late night host as well.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
These are big names, dude. These are
names.
A-list celebrities, man. Yeah. We'll post that picture. These are big name celebrities, dude. This is great for UFC, and also I think it might hurt the UFC. Here's what's going on. So obviously you had these 3 big corporations buy the UFC, $3.2 billion. They're gonna expect that money back, obviously, tenfold,
right?
Way more. So now we have celebrities coming in. It's gonna bring a lot more attention. A lot more, people know Tom Brady. People. These guys get viewings every Sunday, millions of views every Sunday. They can attract, they can come to the shows.
Right.
Here's where I think shit might get crazy, and the Pride effect might happen. So everyone know, if people don't know, back in Pride, the CM Punk thing that happened to UFC, this is not the first time.
Right.
An organization has done this before.
Oh no, yeah, Tony.
Pride had done this.
James Tony.
Yeah. Pride. Yeah, that and Pride did it all the time. They brought in professional wrestlers, Japanese wrestlers to fight in Pride.
Didn't they have what's his name? That former Jose Canseco. Didn't they have him in Pride or somewhere over there in Japan fighting?
Yeah, some shit. It was nonsense.
They were trying to set up a fight, or I don't know if they ever did. It was Shaq versus Hongman Choi, 2 7-feet dudes.
Yeah, I don't think they ever fell through, but
yeah. Jose Canseco fought that dude.
These fucking circus shows, that you would say,
right, make
money. They fucking ask CM Punk that. So everyone was watching it. It maybe not had the biggest hit as at first when it was first announced, but it had a good draw. I feel like they think that's a way to get in. The big corporation. Now all they're investing is about making more money. What's going to make more money? Oh, these freak shows fights. These Kimbo Slice's son, or whatever. Like, people don't understand how big of a draw Kimbo Slice was when he was in the UFC. he was a records breaker, and he was a records breaker for Bellator too. Kimbo Slice, rest in peace.
And Strikeforce.
Yeah, and Strikeforce. Man, he was a big draw, and people loved the sideshow.
Or was he Strikeforce or Elite XC? Maybe it was Elite XC.
Yeah. Who fucking cares? They got ended up by UFC.
Yeah. No, I think it was Elite XC because it was a Coker in charge.
You're probably gonna see a lot more of these freak show fights now. You're probably gonna see a lot of celebrity fights or
hope not.
Probably not celebrity. I hope not too. I hope this is just me being.
I don't think so.
I hope this is just me being crazy.
Yeah, it's you being a bitch.
Yeah, well, I am kind of crazy. I've been hit many times in the head. So,
but
you know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna want to find a way to make this money back. And I think they may try to go down that road, and I hope they don't. But I do still think the whole celebrities buying in. I think the average was like $250K. You can buy shares for $250K. You want to jump in on that? We go 50-50
for one share.
Yeah.
Nah, not for one share.
For one share.
Shit.
Nah. All right. Nah. Cool. All right. Well, I'll talk to my guy.
All right, go for it.
I don't have a guy.
Just give me a Reebok
I'll just talk to some guy.
Give me a Reebok kit and just have personalize it for myself. Hopefully they spell my name right.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to talk to you about this. Now that you brought up that point, I have another point to make about it.
Yeah.
But now that you brought up that point, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be the direction. I hope not. I hope that they're going to see the blockbusterness that certain cards, like, okay, do you think after UFC sold, we saw Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz, 202, huge rating. So I told you it was going to beat 200 and 100, and you said no, it did.
Yeah, it
right.
Did.
205 is going to beat that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee. Yeah.
Right.
I believe that.
So with this new sell,
if it holds up,
if the main event holds up, with this new sell, do you think that this is now going to be a priority for the new owners? Is not so much how am I going to word this? Making blockbuster cards. Like, we used to have a Super Bowl of cards once a year a few years ago with UFC, and those kind of stopped coming around. They were kind of peppered all over the place, so you didn't have one stacked of shit card. Now we're starting to see this is the second card out of 4 or 5 pay-per-views that they've had since they sold that is stacked as hell. Okay? Do you think we're going to start seeing this now? Huge cards with lots of championships on them.
I don't think so. Here's why. Because those cards cost money. You have to pay for the venue.
Right.
You have to take into account how many the fighters are going to be there. If you have all big name fighters, they're getting paid big name money. Somewhat big name money. You know what I mean? If you're having 3 championship fights, you have to pay all those people percentage of the pay per view. You know what I mean? Depending on contracts, how the contracts work. It's a lot. Pretty much what I'm saying is a lot of overhead. So now you got to take into consideration. Well, is it worth it? Honestly, I think 205 is gonna be worth it, but that's like a one-time thing. It's a big deal. It's in Madison Square Garden, first time in New York. That's a big card. Let's stack that card up. That's worth the investment. That's the card that we know we can sell. Having another card for any other reason, a big card like that, now I just think you're throwing away money. You know what I mean? No, you have to take into consideration an average buyer. Some people can't afford $60 every month. You know what I mean? Some people can't afford $60 every 3 months, or I just order. For whatever reason, I think they're gonna have big draws for these pay-per-view cards, but not overstack them. I think if you overstack a card, you run into problems. You run into it being a boring card, or paying too much money, or someone getting hurt. A big name draw. Look what happened in 200. One fight was called off, and there's pretty much the whole card was a bust. You know what I mean? So you run into those factors. You have to be careful. I pray to the fight gods that 205 happens. That everything in 205, as set as it is today, is what happens in November.
Oh, I hope
Is it going to happen? Let's be real. I highly doubt that card is going to last. I think 3 or 4 fights are going to drop out due to injury.
That many fights?
I would say 3 fights at least. At that card, that stack maybe could be Weidman, But again, if you have that Conor there, you still have a record-setting pay-per-view. But to think that 205 is going to last, this long out, I don't think so. What is like 5 weeks out?
Yeah, 5 weeks out, 5.5 weeks out.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, again, fingers crossed it lasts, but let's be real, I doubt it will. So
we'll see. I'm kind of hoping that it leads to a little bit more stat cards that we see instead of one fight.
Yeah, I mean, just like again, it just depends on how much they're willing to put in that overhead. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
yeah.
All right, man. What we got? What anything else we got?
Nah, man. I think we wrap. It's a wrap.
That's it, son. All right,
it's a
man.
Wrap like Subway.
Getting the fuck out
oh no,
of
they don't do wraps. They do subs.
Well, they have wraps at Subway.
Do they?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that.
They're not that good.
Who makes nothing
I'm
but
not
wraps?
a rap guy.
You're not a rap?
I'm not a rap guy. I don't know what it is. I don't like the tortilla thing.
You don't like to wrap those lips around that dick?
What?
You don't like to wrap those lips around that dick?
All right, man. Now you're getting weird, dog. Sir. That's it, man. That's it. Let's get the fuck out of here. It's
all
late.
right, man. It's late, man. We got to go home.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. It's a little slow, but we started off pretty slow, but we got some fun movie.
Got some good shit.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
It's been a long weekend, honestly, for me.
Yep.
So we'll be back next Tuesday. Beatdown Podcast. Shout out to Vinny P. Again, stay tuned. We're gonna have a big announcement coming soon, a giveaway. So get your, subscribe.
Only way you'll get it, get nothing is if you do nothing. The fuck is that?
Make sure
guy?
Subscribe, like, and share, and we'll give you some more details. Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. I'll be posting on Instagram, so probably within the next couple of days. So stay tuned, guys. Appreciate y'all watching, and we out this bitch.
Later.